Hi, I'm Taylor Macron. I'll be your teacher/instructor for today's thing. We are going to learn how to do embroidery in its most simplistic form. We are going to do something called back stitching, and your final product will be the state of Michigan with a dot representing Saginaw Valley State University. So this is what your final product will look like. So the objectives of this project include to learn how to backstitch, to learn how to do a French knot, which includes this little knot right here, and to utilize fine motor skills by holding the needle and threading the string through the needle. So the overall purpose is to use hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills to create an embroidery pattern that you can show to anyone and everyone. Some quick questions before we start. Have you ever done needlework before? I personally have not. I learned it for this project. And then, does embroidery interest you at all? It never interested me before this, but it is very interesting now, and I will probably pursue it further. So let's get started. The materials you will need is a scissors to cut your string, some needles, a wooden embroidery hoop, and then your string. And then the fabric, which I have pre-cut, but you will need to cut to fit whatever size embroidery hoop you have. And then you will need to outline it, and I found an outline on Google that I traced onto this fabric. So, to put it into the embroidery hoop, you will lay down the smaller embroidery hoop first. It comes in two pieces. And then you will put this on top with this little thing loose up here. There we go. Then we will tighten this by holding the bolt here and by twisting this. There we go. Make sure it's nice and tight so we don't have problems threading it through. There we go. Then you're going to string your red string, through the needle, which is very hard to string it through the eye of the needle, so I already did that. Then you can honestly start anywhere. So let's just say I'm going to start here. And you want to pull a lot through, probably about a foot or more than a foot. And you're going to pull all the way through. Then you're going to move up on the pattern just a slight bit. And then pull it through. And then it's called back stitching because now you're going to go back, this is what the front looks like, to the original hole you created. And pull it through. It should look like that. Now you're back on the back again. And you're going to go up from where you just created a little bit. And the smaller the loops you do, the better it'll look. Now you're up here again, and you want to go back to the hole you created earlier and pull it through. And then you're back on the back again. You're going to move up a little bit. You're going to pull it through. And you're going to go back to the front. It's a lot of back and forth, but you're going to go there. My stitches are a little big. You might want to do smaller stitches. So now I'm going to switch this out, but you guys would continue going. I'm going to switch this out so I can show you how to do the French knot. There we go. So now, after you have stitched your whole state of Michigan, you are going to string your blue thread through a needle. And you are going to come from the bottom, from the back of the thing, straight up. Then you're going to take and pull the string. Here, let me show you. Take and pull the string back You're going to loop 1, 2, however many times. Then you're going to push it back through while holding this. It's a little difficult to do. And there you go. You have the knot. Now you'll just take and you'll cut the strings off in the back, because the back doesn't really matter. They can just hang there. And this is what your final product should look like. The back will be a little messy because you kind of just went all over the place. And you can tie a string on the top if you want to hang it somewhere, like on a door, Christmas tree, anywhere, and you can keep the hoop. So let's do some quick questions before we wrap up here. So what part of the embroidery did you find most difficult? For me, this knot was extremely difficult. I had to do it multiple times. Are you happy with your product? Some people may not be happy with their product. My first product I didn't end up finishing it. I did a different kind of stitch and it didn't turn out very well. Do you think you'll pursue embroidery outside of class? Will you show your final product to anyone outside of class? And where will you be putting this? I probably will hang it up in my car or on my door handle in my room or something like that. Some ways you can include embroidery outside of the class instead of just making it on a wooden embroidery hoop like this is you can embroider and decorate clothing. You can do hats. Some people patch up clothes with embroidery. You can, like, instead of a patch, create a little flower. And that is all I have for you today.